welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, then a very big hello. My name is Louise and today I'm giving you a touristy video on things to do in the Niagara region. If you do not know, I moved from the UK to Canada 4 years ago, and over on my Instagram I'm always posting things that I'm doing in the area. I live in Niagara Falls, Canada, and so many people reach out to me and say, where do you do this? I've not seen this online. Where can I go? Where can I get tickets? So I thought, you know what, I'm just going to chuck you a video. Now obviously there are the more touristy things to do, like the boat by the falls, the journey behind the falls, and lots of things regarding the falls, but I wanted to show you 5 things that you can do in the Niagara region that are less touristy. If you want, I can do a separate video, let me know down below, on the touristy things, because I have done all the touristy things, so I can definitely do one recommending like the best thing to do and rate them all, because there is lots to do in Niagara Falls and you can get a pass to do it all. But today I want to show you like the less popular things, and if you've got a car in this area, these are things that you can definitely do. This is stuff that I've done with my family when they visited and they absolutely love it. So yeah, let's go on to the video. So number 1 has to be White Meadows Farm. I cannot praise this farm enough. I've been so many times and done so many different experiences there, and I can't believe not more people know about it. Every time I've gone, it's not that busy, and I just want to tell everyone about it because it's so good. So when you type in White Meadow Farm onto Google, you will get a few locations because they have a few stores on Niagara-on-the-Lake and also Niagara Falls. But what you're looking for is the actual maple farm, which is in Pelham. And when you get there, there's a huge parking lot and they do something called a maple tasting. So you can either get a sweet board or a savory board, or you can get the jumbo board that comes with both. It's normally around $10 per person, which I think is an incredible price for what you get. And if you get the jumbo board, you get the cheese, the crackers, the meats, and you also get pancakes and a bit of cake and all the things that just taste so good with maple. You get also all the different flavors of maple, all the way from light to dark and very dark. You get the maple jellies, you get the mustards, and it's just a really nice experience. It normally takes around an hour. You get some maple tea or you get water with it as well. Once you've done an experience with them, you get a $5 off coupon to use in the store, and everything's such a good reasonable price in the store already, so an extra $5, I think it's just such a good price. And obviously if you're coming to Canada to visit, then obviously you want to try maple, so this is the best place to do it. So like I said, that is the tasting boards. Just make sure you call or message them before time, just to let them know that you're coming, because once I did turn up and I asked to do it and they said they wasn't doing that day, but the other 2 times I've done it, we let them know before we were coming. So also, depending on what time of the year you come and visit, they do tours. So we did a tour, me, my brother and his fiance, in the winter, and it was so cool. We got to see how maple was made all the way from the trees. It was about an hour-long tour. They took us through their forest covered in maple trees. They let us try maple on the snow, which is called taffy, which tastes amazing. Let you be a lumberjack and saw wood out, and then you get to burn the year into the woods, and there's a little tractor that takes you from the farm down to the woods. And even with kids, it's such an amazing experience, and it was such a good price as well. I think it was around $25. But in the summer they also do a picnic where you get maple beans and sandwiches. I'm yet to do that one. I really want to do that one next. But yeah, just look on their website. I'm going to leave it linked down below, and I highly recommend it every single time. I've had an amazing time. There's also a shack there which they take you in and they can explain how maple's made. If you have any questions, they're so knowledgeable on it, and yeah, I highly recommend. 10 out of 10. Okay, moving on to number 2. Number 2 is all about lake life. Now, if you've never been to Canada before, especially Ontario, we are known for our famous lakes, the beautiful blue crystal watered lakes. Most weekends a lot of Canadians spend their time at the lakes with their families, and we've really experienced that life here. And I think if you're coming on vacation, it'll be nice to experience that side of Canada. Now I really recommend in Port Colborne a beach called Nickel Beach, and on that beach they have a water park called Splash Works Town. I'll leave their Instagram down below. I was actually invited by them to try it out, so I was so happy when I found out, because I've always wanted to go on it. And basically it's a huge inflatable in the middle of the lake, and you have to swim out to it, but you've got vests on, and you can get a half a day pass, you can get a full day pass, you can get a season pass, and it's just so much fun. I hadn't laughed that much in a long time. There's like a cushion that you can sit on and someone jumps on the other end and you fly off. It's great for most ages. Obviously if they're little I wouldn't recommend it, but from like I would say 8 years old and up, it's just so much fun. The beach as well is beautiful. The sand is like crystal white, so you can literally make a whole day out of it. So take your sandwiches, you can be there the whole day. We kind of regret not bringing towels and chairs and lunch, because we wish we stayed there the whole day. Now I will say about their parking, if you book online with Splashworks, you can actually get free parking at Nickel Beach in Port Colborne. So I really recommend that. Just get your tickets and show the parking person, and then they'll let you park for free. But parking is quite expensive on Nickel Beach, so you can park about a 2-minute walk away, which is $20 for the day, which I don't think is too bad. If you've got a car full of people, $20 a day is about £12 for the day, and it's definitely worth it for that beach. But if you park to the closer one, it's $40 for the day, which I think is just crazy. We did park in that one because it was split between me and my boyfriend, and then my brother and his fiance, so it was only $20 each and it was closer. But I would just recommend walking 2 minutes down the road. If you actually book Splash Towns, then you get free parking. So that's another positive of booking Splash Towns. You obviously don't all have to book. If there's just half of your party that want to use the Splash Towns, then obviously you only have to book half the amount of tickets, but I highly recommend it. It was so much fun. Being on the whole theme of lake life, I do recommend a few other beaches too. There is Crystal Beach, which is beautiful. You do have to pay to get on that beach. I'm unsure of the price. It's not expensive, but because it is a private beach, it's like white sand. The water is incredible. You can't take paddleboards on that one, unfortunately, but it's a nice day out because Crystal Beach area, there's like a little high street with little restaurants. I literally feel like I'm in Spain when I go there. It's so cute, little gift shops all the way down there. It's somewhere you can spend the whole day. And then also there is Sunset Beach as well, which is in St. Catharines. This beach is about $3 an hour to pay. I've been there recently, that's how I know. And it is just a normal beach. You can take inflatables, you can take paddle boards. The sand isn't as white on this one, but it's still a very nice lake. So yeah, I recommend Nickel Beach, Crystal Beach and Sunset Beach, but Nickel Beach in Colborne, Splash Works Waterpark is so good. So number 3 is going to be all about hiking. Now obviously Canada is huge, especially where we live down here in Ontario, and there's just so much to see. Like the views are insane, and something that's really popular here is hiking, which is long walks in the UK. We just call everything a hike. If you want to go for a 2-minute walk, we call it a hike. It's the weirdest thing. But I'm just going to tell you some really cool hikes that I've been on that you might want to do while you're here in the area. Most of them you will have to drive to. There is parking. Most of them are free, which is great. So the first one I want to tell you about is Bulls Falls. Bulls Falls, you do have to pay to park. It's per car, but it's really weird. Sometimes the information booth is not open, so you don't have to pay. It's really bizarre. If the barriers are up, you don't have to pay, which has been like 9 times out of 10 that I've been there. So Bulls Falls is an easy hike, so you can take kids there. And there's 2 waterfalls. There's a higher waterfall and a lower waterfall. The higher waterfall will take about 5 minutes to get there. It's only on a little steep incline. It's nothing crazy. Like I said, you can take kids. Just be very careful, obviously, when you get to the top. Don't let them go by the side. The water doesn't run all year round, so just keep that in mind if you go there and there's no water. But if there's no water, it's still quite impressive because you can walk out onto where the waterfall was, which is quite cool. It's normally about winter time, but if you are in there in the summer, the water is flowing. You can get really close to it and get some awesome pictures. And then going down to the lower falls, there is like a little old-fashioned town that's no longer running, but it's still there. and it's named after the Balls family, which is named of the Balls Falls, and it has like their old house, it has where they had like a little shop and like their shed, and it's so cute, and it's a really cool place to get like good pictures. And you walk through that to get to the lower falls, and then the lower falls is absolutely huge. When I've been, I've seen snakes, I've seen beavers. It's just like a really nice area. I went with my family, we took a picnic and sat, there's like a grass area down by the lower falls, down by the Balls Falls little town. And it was a really nice day, and like I said, that's a nice easy hike. Moving on to the next hike is Rockway hikes. This one's like a medium. There is a lot of like up and down stones, like there's not a straight path, so just keep that in mind. It's got a cute bridge there which to take pictures on, and then the falls is about, I want to say, a 20-minute hike from where the car is, and it's part of the Bruce Trail. The Bruce Trail starts all the way down in Niagara on the lake, and it goes all the way up to Touristy in Bruce Peninsula. It takes days to do that hike, but it's just the start of the hike, and it's such a nice waterfalls too. And then my third one, which I always get so many questions about because I upload loads of pictures there, and it is called Decew Falls, also known as the Morningstar Mill. I will say this hike is extremely hard, so I wouldn't be taking little kids on this hike. You can do the first bit, but I wouldn't recommend going to the second waterfalls. So there's 3 waterfalls in total. Make sure if you are doing this hike, please stick to the path. There are people that abseil down the rocks and up the rocks. There's a rope there that someone's put, which I have done, but I just recommend, it's very, very steep, and if you fell, it's, yeah, just stick to the path. The last time I went, I stuck to the path. It obviously takes a lot longer to get around. It takes about 40 minutes, but that's what hikes are there for. They're there to make you work. So when you get to the bottom of the hike, you'll see a beautiful waterfall coming through, and if the sun's shining, it comes through the trees. It's so nice. And that first waterfalls is really simple to get to, and then you have to hike up these rocks, and it takes you to the second and third one. And I'm not lying, that end waterfall is just incredible. You can walk around it, you can swim in around it, and if you have no kids with you and you're great and sporty, I definitely recommend it. But I die after that hike, I'm not gonna lie. I'm so unfit, but it's worth the pictures, and it's such a beautiful hike. Now, if you're not hikers, I would still recommend checking out Decew and the Morningstar Mill, because on weekends in the summer, they have a tour, because that is the old Morningstar family house, which you're allowed to go in, and they do a tour around it. They let you go in the old mill as well, and they explain what's going on there. So if you're into that kind of history, it's really cool and fascinating. Okay, moving on to number 4. So this is in the Niagara region. It's actually in St. Catharines, and it's called the Meriden Centre. It's basically a big theatre, arena. I don't know what people call it. I think it's an arena. And depending on what time of year you can come and see a Canadian sport, which is really cool. And I highly recommend. I took my family to see the ice hockey here, and it was just such a good experience. And yeah, I feel like as you get a real Canadian feel to it. So if you come in the winter, so September till about March, April, depending on how well that team does, we have a home team called the Ice Dogs, Niagara Ice Dogs, and they play in the Meriden Centre. You can get tickets for as low as $10, so it's definitely a cheap night out, and you'll have so much fun. Take the kids, like, it's just so much. The atmosphere is awesome. You can obviously spend up to $50 to $100 for a ticket too, but it doesn't matter where you sit, you'll still get the same atmosphere. And like I said, it starts in September, goes all the way through till March, and it's just such a good atmosphere. I'm actually a cheerleader. Well, I was a cheerleader for the Ice Dogs, and every time my family come over, they like to go watch it, and I recommend it to a lot of people, and they always say how much fun they have. And also, if you don't come in the winter but you come more towards early summer, they have the River Lions playing there, which is a basketball team. I have also watched the basketball team. It's a great atmosphere as well. So depending on what time of the year to come, I definitely recommend one of the sports in the Meriden Centre. You just feel like you're getting a bit of the Canadian lifestyle, and it's just something a bit different as well, and it's a really good price for a good night out. Moving on to the last one, the 5th one, I'm going to tell you about Wet and Wild Toronto. Now this is the only one I haven't done on this list, but I'm doing it next week. And basically it's a short drive from Niagara Falls. It's in between Niagara Falls and Hamilton, so it takes about 30 minutes drive, and it's a small water park, so don't expect anything massive, but it's a small water park. And if you buy a 1-day ticket, it means it gives you access for the whole summer. So if you're there for a 2-week vacation, you can like come and go as you please, or even 1 week, and you want to pop there for like an evening or in the morning, just to, if you've got kids especially, to keep them busy. So I think it's around $45 for an adult. I'm unsure for the adult kids price, but then you can use it as much as you like while you're here on vacation. And it's a small water park. It's got a few slides, it's got a big pool there, and obviously our summers are pretty amazing. So if you're coming in the summer, you can just pop in and out there and use the pool. It's on the edge of the lake too, which is awesome. So you can go and see the lake afterwards and go on the beach. But it looks super fun, and as soon as I've done it, I'm going to post it on my Instagram, so make sure you're following me over there to keep up to date. But it's called Wet and Wild Toronto, and it's just a small little water park. There is a bigger water park up in Vaughan past Toronto, Canada's Wonderland, but it's a lot more expensive and it's a longer drive. It's like over an hour and 30 minutes. So if you're down this end, I definitely recommend you checking out Wet and Wild Toronto. So that's it. That is my 5 things to do in the Niagara region, which is less touristy. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know down below if you've done any of those before. Let me know if you're coming over on vacation or even to move here. And also let me know if you want a touristy style video. So me rating the best things to do in Niagara Falls, but tourist edition. Make sure you hit follow and subscribe. I've got lots of good travel content coming your way, and I'll see you soon. Bye.